Hey guys, happy Thursday. Welcome to another day in the life. It is about almost 11 o'clock. After I got back from the gym, I made some breakfast. I tidied the kitchen because that's one of the habits I'm trying to cultivate, just making sure that I'm not leaving a mess anywhere I go, which I usually don't, but I'm just trying to be more mindful. So, and then I started working right away. So I'm taking a quick break because I'm hearing requests for a shake. So I'm gonna go downstairs, make my husband and I shakes just so that we can power through the rest of the day. I had my shake, it was delicious. I did a little bit more work and now I'm just taking a little bit of a pause and reassessing some of the things that I want to get done, both for work and on the personal side. So today, I definitely want to focus on Thanksgiving prep. This whole week I have been slacking. I've had the best of intentions of starting Thanksgiving prep earlier, and I don't know. I feel like I keep getting in my own way. So for Thanksgiving, we usually celebrate at my grandparents'. I do all of the Thanksgiving cooking and I pack everything up and we go down to visit them. So I'm excited to do that this year, especially because we're not going to be around for Christmas, because we would do both Christmas Eve. We celebrate Christmas Eve and Thanksgiving. So since we're not going to be around for Christmas, this Thanksgiving, I want to make it, a really nice time, because we're going to be visiting my parents and my in-laws in December for Christmas. So that's the plan. So I really want to get that done. And one of the first things that I usually do is start to gather the recipes, maybe take a look at some of the things that I did last year, maybe some things that we want to do this year. I kind of keep it the same, pretty traditional, and it's sort of semi homemade. I used to do Thanksgiving from scratch, but I'm at this stage in life where it's like, you know what, we're gonna make it as easy as possible. So if I buy store-bought stuff, it's fine. It's just one day, so it's not a big deal if things don't get done from scratch. At least for me, not a big deal. Like, I'll buy our pecan pie from the store. Gravy I used to buy in the jar as well at one point, but I actually found a delicious mushroom. It's a vegan mushroom gravy. Why couldn't I think of the word? It's a vegan mushroom gravy, and we're not doing a vegan Thanksgiving this year. I try to I don't know if I'll incorporate some vegan dishes. I've been sort of like a little bit of a hybrid, more not vegan on the non-vegan side, but I still love many of my plant-based recipes. So I might incorporate some of that. But anyway, that gravy is delicious. It's my favorite. So I'll still make that. And I look through and make a list of, things that we wanna buy. Tonight we might go to Target, and if I see something that I'll need next week, I'll just get it and start trying to tackle as much as possible, little by little. So that is the lesson for today. So you guys know I like to give a little pep talk, and mostly it's a little pep talk for myself, but if it helps anyone out there, then even better. The more the merrier. So this acronym, ABT, I keep telling my husband that. I'm like, ABT. And what it stands for is always be tidying. I'm coining that phrase. Always be tidying. And it has made such a big difference. So it's something that I try to practice as much as possible. But I really noticed a big difference this past week. And essentially it's all about just always be tidying. So not necessarily designating a particular time and space for you to complete a task if you can take care of it right away. And this is a concept that it's from The Lazy Genius by Kendra Adachi. She doesn't necessarily use an acronym for this, but essentially she does talk about this piece, and I was reminded this week to make sure that I do that. So we come up with a lot of acronyms here in this household between Steven and I about things, different processes or things that we can implement. And that is one that I came up with. And I'm like, okay, ABT, always be tidying, because he's very clean, but he's not the neatest person. He's not as organized. I would say he's more into cleaning than I am, but I'm more on the organization side and maintaining the organization so I don't have to redo the work. So we sort of complement each other in that way. So I am constantly reminding him of always be tidying something. Actually, the full acronym was ABTS, but I decided, okay, just ABT will make it super simple. And that is something that I've tried to incorporate with everything that I do. So at night, I tidy my desk, make sure that it's all set. In the morning when I make breakfast, before I'm done, I incorporate the cleaning up part of it so that the kitchen is all set for lunch, and after lunch I tidy up as well so that the kitchen is all set when we're working on dinner. And it has made such a big difference, because yes, it's time that you're investing now, but I feel even though it might end up being the same amount of time that you're spending, one, you're breaking it into sections so it doesn't feel as overwhelming, and it just mentally does not drain you as much, because it's not the same walking into a kitchen that's overflowing with dishes that has been accumulating from the whole day than to walk into a kitchen where there is maybe just one or two things that are out of place. So mentally it just helps. And I think at the end of the day, it does make a big difference in terms of how much time we are spending doing something. So because it's going to cost us more than just the time, it costs us the mental wellness and the mental capacity to process the overwhelm that comes with a cluttered space. So that is my 2 cents for today's chatty portion of the video. Although who knows what the day brings, we may end up being chatting it up as well. But once I get on a soapbox, I get on my soapbox. So I'm looking at my list, and before I get back to work, one thing that I want to do is throw in a load of laundry in, trying to get ahead of that. And sometimes that's the other thing. I've thought that, maybe when I do laundry, I have to do everything. No, I could just break it up. So today I'm doing just one load and then see where the day takes me. If I'm feeling so inclined and I can manage more than one, then I'll go ahead and do that. But that's what I'm going to do. And then definitely the Thanksgiving planning and prepping and starting to wrap my head around all of that. We'll go ahead and do that. And then the other big thing today is that I haven't wanted to admit it, but I have to admit it. And I haven't still looked at my budget. I've had feelings of dread when it comes to my budget lately, and that's because I feel a little bit disorganized. I haven't done a video, and maybe that's where I need to get back to so that there is some sort of accountability there on my end. So, but I know it has to be looked at, and I keep avoiding it. So today I'm going to be paying some bills and updating my budget, and hopefully that won't take too long, but I know that I have to do it. So let's go. So I'm waiting to get on a call that I've been dreading since this morning, which may actually get canceled, But so I have about 10 minutes left, so I grabbed a snack. So we made popcorn last night. I love making stovetop popcorn. I have a soda here. I have a Diet Pepsi, which I love, and ever since I discovered how good soda tastes out of a thermos type of cup, I won't use a regular cup. So this cup I got from my best friend last year. I think it was for my birthday or the year before. And obviously it's like a coffee cup, but I use it for soda because if you put ice and then a cold soda from the fridge, oh my god, it's just, to me it tastes like McDonald's Diet Coke, which is, to me, is the superior soda to all the sodas if you're a soda drinker. I've tried to quit over the years, but it's to no avail, so I've just given up. All right, so now to get mentally prepared for this. So I'm gonna get started with dinner a little bit earlier. We have some steaks that I'm going to cook or sort of prepare. And we're having two options with this steak. So there's total 4, so I'm making 2 into like Tex-Mex steaks, so like kind of like Chipotle. And I have my favorite spice mix is from the 21 Day Fix. They have like a southwestern spice and it tastes really good with the steak. And for the other steaks, I'm seasoning them with Montreal steak seasoning. But the trick for this one, for the steaks to come out really, really good with like a little extra crunch, add ground coffee beans. Now we have whole beans because of our coffee machine, but ground coffee beans on the steak seasoning, not a ton. Oh my god, it makes such a big difference. It comes out great. So before I season the steaks, I'm actually gonna start prepping the vegetables and the potatoes because we're gonna probably have the Montreal steak seasoning steak tonight with some mashed potatoes, and I think I have some, we have some asparagus. So we'll have that for dinner tonight, and then the Tex-Mex one we'll have tomorrow. But since I'm gonna season it with lime as well and my spices, it's gonna set in so that you have your little mojo like seasoning thing for tomorrow, and it's gonna be so tasty. All right, here are my steaks. So this is my southwestern steak with my lime. And then this is the one we're having tonight with the Montreal seasoning, which is super simple. I mean, they're both pretty simple. But yeah, so next, the potatoes are cooking, but I'm actually gonna put a pause. The dinner is pretty much prepped, and I'm gonna put a pause because my husband has to work late tonight. So I don't want to make these and then have to like reheat them, so I'll cook them closer to when he's done working. But since I had started the potatoes already, I will go ahead and finish these off. The other thing is save time wherever you can. So I realized that I no longer have to peel potatoes if I just buy the potatoes that you don't have to peel. So I just basically wash them, cut them, and throw them in there, and I save myself all the peeling hassle. All right, so always be tidying. So while the potatoes are cooking, I was able to clean the whole kitchen. And actually this is a practice that I've been doing for a while, and is basically as everything is cooking, I clean as I go. So basically by the time dinner is done, I can get dinner, clean the kitchen, have everything clean and everything done within 2 hours. So that has worked out really well for me. So I tidied up, and then basically by the time we're done cleaning, or by the time we're done eating, all is left for me to do is basically just throw that couple of plates that we've used into the dishwasher and done. So it's been a game changer. Okay, so before I actually go and pay the bills, I actually printed out my budget workbook. I don't know if anyone remembers this. I launched this in 2019 and it was available in the Facebook group, and I sort of kind of haven't talked about it much, but I love this thing to like help me reset my budget because I feel like I need a budget reset. So that's what I'm going to work on. I will go ahead and do a separate video on my budget reset process and just sort of kind of getting back to square one. But for now, I will take some time to kind of think through my budget and bring it back to where it needs to be. And that was my old handle, Saray Plans, with my old logo. Oh, I still love this thing. I think it came out really good. All right, so it is about 9 o'clock. We just got back from Target. We just got a bunch of like random things. I got a couple things for like Christmas to get into the Christmas spirit, like the Christmas cookies and the Peeps too, which I'm excited to put in my coffee soon. Earlier, between my dinner prep and dinner, I worked on my budget. I got started with the budget, but I haven't finished it. So I'm gonna take maybe half an hour now to try to see how much further I can get to, and then wrap up some things as well for the day. So I will be wrapping up the day in the life here. Thank you guys for joining me again for another day in the life. Let me know if you have any comments or questions down below. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you.